let's go to the next slide. I'm going to show y'all something that's going to shock you. Keep in mind, brothers and sisters, this is an old map. This is visualizing the 2023 BRICS expansion. We just talked about BRICS. Now, look at this map here. So red are people that are already members. Blue are the new members. And yellow are the people that have applied to be members of BRICS. Does anybody see something dangerous about this alliance? Look at that. Argentina has now joined BRICS. Venezuela has applied to join BRICS. Cuba has applied to join BRICS. Multiple countries throughout Southeast Asia have applied to join BRICS. Scary, isn't it? Not for the righteous. This is why we do these lessons, brothers and sisters, so that you know, and the brothers and sisters know what the Most High's commandment is. For all those who think, oh yeah, the Most High is going to come and save us out of this destruction that he's promised for Babylon. Oh, and by the way, Saudi Arabia is no longer at odds with Iran. They're allies now. So that means that all of the Middle East pretty much has aligned themselves against Israel. And the U.S. has partnered themselves with Israel. So that means that the United States right there that you see on that map, and keep in mind all these countries that are blue and yellow will turn red. And when they turn red, you'll realize that the United States has set themselves up against one of the greatest alliances since the communists in the early 1900s in World War II. That will pale in comparison to what you see right here. Nearly 50% of the world's oil production comes from BRICS, not including the countries that'll be joining. They're adding Venezuela, brothers and sisters, one of the biggest producers of oil in South America. They account for almost 50% of the world's population. And they're exporting between one and the other. They're assisting one another in developing more nuclear material. Meaning that Iran is getting shipments of nuclear material to create more nuclear weapons from China. They're going to have nuclear weapons in all of these countries that you see on this map, brothers and sisters. Every single one. And every single one of these countries, remember what the Most High said. He said, set yourself in array. Put yourself in a strategic military position. Remember that word array means set yourself in a strategic position. Brothers and sisters, does this look strategic to you? They're going to be firing missiles from everywhere, brothers and sisters. Elder, what you think?
Following. It's just to be this close to this information, but to hear it is like, wow, it's mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm. Y'all imagine what I was thinking when I was putting this thing together, when the Most High was showing me this stuff.
Been there, done that.
Now, let's get into what begins to happen. Let's get into this thing unfolding. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following me here. I want to hear from you. What do y'all think about this information that's coming out? Let's go to the next slide. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16.
Jeremiah chapter 50, starting at verse 16.
The context of the title of this, now that we're going into, this is the first part, right? It says foreigners. The first part was the country setting themselves in array to go to war with Babylon. That's the first part. So they're posturing to go to war. Now we see the foreigners that swarmed and spoiled the country will head for the airports. So all of those mingled people that came in, all of those people that came and swarmed and took all the resources from our people, they're going to see danger and be like, all right, guys, we got everything we can get. I'm going to head out. As y'all see the SpongeBob meme, I'm going to head out. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16, Elder.
Jeremiah chapter 50, starting at verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Cut off the sower from Babylon.
Cut off the sower from Babylon. What is that talking about? Who are the people that sow? Farmers. Notice how we have less and less farmers in the States than we've ever had. What else does he say? Read.
And him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest.
And the people that are taking in the goods that we produce. How many of y'all know that majority of our goods don't even come from here? We don't have farmers anymore, brothers and sisters. Read.
For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people.
They shall turn everyone to his people. So, in the next phase of its fall, Babylon will begin to rid itself of farmers. Anybody notice how last year there was miraculously egg farms exploding, cattle dying, crops being lit on fire on purpose? Anybody notice that last year? Right? Anybody? I'm sure y'all noticed that. It says, for fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people. They're going to begin to look to their own nation. You're going to start seeing people segregate themselves. Anybody knows the race baiting that's been happening in the United States? Islamophobia. They killed, 3 black people died over there in Israel. The white versus black thing coming back up again. People are going to start turning to their own people. But then what are they going to do? Read, Elder?
Going to back up a little bit. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people.
For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to their own people. Read.
And they shall flee everyone to his own land.
They shall what?
Flee everyone to his own land.
Oh. But you got people saying, oh man, we ain't supposed to flee. Apparently the Gentiles got the message. They're fleeing. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell you, like this scripture says right here, when you start seeing all these people, all these foreigners that have moved in, start moving out, don't move back in. Get on a plane with them. You're going to have a lot of black folk that are like, oh, they finally leaving. We can move back into Section 8. All right. You better be right on the plane with them. It says that for fear of the oppressing sword, they know that war is coming. And because they know that war is coming, their countries are going to recall them. They're going to say, start coming home. We've got everything that we can get. And when you start seeing them get on planes, when you start seeing your foreign doctors, I used to work with Dr. Gupta, and Dr. Gupta's gone now. When you see Dr. Gupta disappear, it's time to go. Elder, there's a comment in the chat. Go ahead and put that up on the screen real quick.
Okay. All right. This one?
Yeah. Babylon is all nations, the old heaven and earth that has died. Prove it.
I could have sworn we just addressed this in the beginning.
Oh, we did.
You still want this
the old heaven and earth that has died? No, brothers and sisters. The scriptures say that they have drinking the wine of their fornication. All nations have committed fornication with her. Not all nations are her. There's a difference. There's a difference. Okay, you can go ahead and take that down. Just wanted to address that. Any brothers? Okay. All right. Go ahead and take that comment down. Just wanted to address that right there real quick. So now we revisit in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16, the influx of foreigners. So you're going to start seeing the development of race against race, nation against nation, causing for foreigners and the citizens within the United States to segregate themselves. They're going to separate themselves from one another. Right? And when they start to see resources tightening, can't find as much food on the shelves, can't get access to much water, maybe get put on a curfew, maybe another quarantine, who knows? They're going to look at this and say, risk reward, it's time to go. And when the dollar crashes, they're going to see the dollar beginning to crash. They're going to see war on the horizon. And they're going to say, you know what? I can't even make money here no more. I might as well just slide. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8.
Jeremiah chapter 51, starting at verse 8.
If you're looking for a congregation in your area, send an email to houseofjudah.elders@AOL, and we'll speak to you there. Go ahead, Elder Salakia.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. That means that this is going to be something that was developing. The fall is going to be swift, but it has taken blows for a long time. How do we know this? Read.
Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. Take
balm for her pain. What is that? It's a healing ointment. Read.
If so be, she may be healed.
If so be, she may be healed. Read.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she was not healed.
So think about what's happening, what it's talking about here. It says that the United States fall was swift, right? Or it's suddenly fallen. And the reason for that is because over time, she's taken so many hits. Economically, militarily, morally. All of these are things that cause her pain. And see, all the other nations, they see it. That's why they said, we've tried to heal her. It's like being in a fight, getting punched, boom, 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 and you putting Band-Aids on it, right? You have fights back to back to back to back. Eventually, all those blows are going to catch up to you, and in that last fight, you're going to go down in a couple of seconds. They were no longer able to keep her alive. They said, if we could heal her, we would. If we could fix this, we would. Because guess what? The money is so good. That's what the foreigners are saying. The money is so good here. If we could fix it, we surely would fix it. Read, Elder.
Forsake her, and let us go everyone to his own country.
They said, because the wound is not healed, because we can't heal her, forsake her. Let's go back home. Let's go back to our own countries. So Khan, this Ariala in the chat, you're absolutely right. Keep in mind, brothers and sisters, this lesson right here, the elder can attest to this. How old was I when I started constructing this lesson?
Well, like 16, 15, 16?
I was 16 years old when I started constructing this lesson. This is all information that I was studying back then, and it's coming full circle today. That's 7 years later, brothers and sisters. 7 years. Khan. They said, you know what? We tried to fix her, and we can't. So abandon her. Let's go back to our own countries. Meanwhile, black people sitting there like, yeah, we get our country back. Brothers and sisters, that's like when you see birds all leave one area and go somewhere else. You know something's coming, right? That means it's time to go. You see all the animals going in the direction? I'm following them. That's exactly what you're going to need to do when these foreigners start getting up and leaving. They're going to say, you know what? Cut our losses. Y'all gonna look at it like, yeah, we get to move back into Section 8. Others of us that are wise and listen to the words of the Most High are gonna say, you know what? Let me get on a plane with them. Read.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven,
Mm-hmm.
and is lifted up even to the skies.
It said that her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. What does that mean? It's a mushroom cloud, brothers and sisters. Radiation, all kinds of things just everywhere. They say, you know what? It's about to go down. It's time to go. They're about to close the gates. Speaking of closing the gates, Elder, let's go to the next slide. The next step.
Shalom, family, and thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like these, including our full-length lessons and live streams, subscribe to our YouTube channel, House of Judah International Fellowship Church. Also, give us a follow on all of our other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.